Hello, Roya. Today I will be peer reviewing your speech. I just finished watching your speech. First off, I think this is a really good topic. This is something that is relevant to us on a daily basis of COVID-19. Currently, parts of the world are going through a pandemic where people are running out of oxygen, thousands of people are dying on a daily basis, and how this has changed the way that we all live today. Everyone's wearing a mask, everyone stays 6 feet apart, things like that. I myself have dealt with some people who I've actually gone have actually gotten COVID-19 and have been able to fight it. However, I've also seen some people in India, especially, who have contracted COVID-19, who have unfortunately passed away. I also do think that when I was able to watch your speech, I was able to connect with you and I was able to be engaged with you. Now, let's just first look at the content. I was able to see a clear introduction and a clear conclusion when I was listening. I also saw that you were able to have a pattern that you were able to follow and that you were very effective in using adequate supporting materials and you were able to support them properly. Now, let's see. I also saw that when I was listening that you were very enthusiastic. You were very happy about it and you seemed like this was very important to you, like this topic was very important to you and it kept you engaged. Sorry, it kept me engaged throughout the speech. You also explained what the problem was and why this is a problem. The structure of the speech was great for this persuasive speech where you first talked about the benefits of the vaccine, the arguments for not getting vaccinated, such as autism, and the counter argument of why this is misguided for some people and why this is incorrect. When you first introduced vaccines and were able to talk about the science behind that, I was able to clearly see that you had credibility in the speech. This was helpful due to the fact that some people may not really know what a vaccine is in scientific terms. You were able to provide a scientific term as well as give a more layman term or a simpler way of explaining it to people. You were also able to gain the attention of the audience personally and help to create a connection with them. I like how you were able to use credible sources throughout the speech, that you have done the research and all the data and information to do so. Especially when using scientific sources, it's very hard to make a claim that science is wrong. Like for example, if someone told you that pigs fly, well, science has proven that that's not possible. So like, there's clear things that are really hard to fight. Like it's really hard to fight science because there's no. This is all based on actual facts. This is not just assuming. I also was able to see that there was a clear usage of a preview statement and a summary throughout the speech. I also like how you were able, when you talked about the um, the problems with anti-vaxxers, you talked about how it started in 1999 by the famous scientist, where he told people that the vaccines were actually not good and good for the children, and in general, they're not good for you. However, this was later proved that he was falsifying the claim, and the doctor was stripped of his doctor rights. I'm not sure what they are, but he was stripped of that. And then they even put out an article saying that he was wrong. However, people already were misguided by then, and it was kind of too late because people started creating groups for anti-vaxxers and creating groups where people would meet up and like talk about this. And throughout the years, people have tried, like the CDC, a very well-known source, has been trying to convince people. However, we can't really force vaccines on someone. When I was looking at your visual and your vocal component while analyzing your speech, you were in a well lit room and you had an audience, which I really liked. You were also very clear when speaking and had a nice loud volume. You were able to project very well. When you were talking to the audience, you were able to maintain eye contact for the most part and used hand gestures throughout your speech to help explain your viewpoint. One thing I really liked was how you were able to utilize logos or logic, where you had a lot of points which seemed logical and used data. They were able to use stats and other things. Some of the main points that you talked about also stood out, and I was able to very clearly label them and see them. There was transitions between these points which seemed seamless. I was very engaged in your speech, that after watching it, I had to watch it twice just to make sure that I understood everything because it was just so engaging. I was just going everywhere, you know. I also do think that throughout your speech, the pauses that you took were needed and were very important. And one aspect that I really enjoyed was the way your tone was throughout the speech. I really enjoyed being able to see the different changes in tone and how graceful that you really were. One suggestion for you that I think you should work on is better eye contact with the audience and the camera as well, where like you are able to maybe not look left or keep your audience behind the camera possibly I'm not really sure. You may have to maybe get a virtual audience probably maybe to have a better viewpoint with the camera. And then another thing was practicing your speech more often because I'm not sure, maybe it was the angle you were standing. However, for one of your quotes, you seem to have possibly mumbled up a couple of the words, and therefore it seemed a little confused. Where you were able to talk about a quote, but then you kind of got lost a little bit. However, while you were talking about it, you were able to recover, and you were able to make the speech really, really good overall. But I think that's just a suggestion. Overall, I really liked listening to your presentation, and I was able to take away really good points to be able to talk about when talking to an anti-vaxxer, because then I can say that, hey, these are the facts. You were able to give me factual information which I can use in the real life when talking to people, and this is really beneficial to explain to people why they're incorrect about this claim, and I actually have proof. So I really do like your speech. Thank you for sharing, and I hope you stay safe. Thank you.